Press releases are a major SEO opportunity, but most people don't know how to use press releases correctly for SEO. In this video, I'm going to show you step-by-step how to use Prweb, which is my favorite paid service, to syndicate your press release and thereby help your search engine optimization. My name is Jason McDonald, Director of the JM Internet Group. Let's get started. Well, welcome back. We're going to review our agenda. So first, we're going to review the basics of good press releases for SEO. We're going to talk a little bit about syndication. I'm going to go through step-by-step and syndicate a press release on the Prweb service. And then we're going to conclude by reviewing the steps to a successful syndication. So press releases are great for SEO. Why? A couple reasons. They generate new, fresh content that's for your website that you can focus on your specific target SEO keywords. And throughout this video, we're going to focus really on the SEO purpose of press releases. And we realize, of course, that especially our significant press releases, we're targeting those at bloggers, editors, etc. And you get that as well through syndication services. But we're targeting this on our SEO, our impact that press releases have on Google. And that comes largely through syndication, because syndication creates links to your press release. It creates sort of a buzz for your press release. It actually can create social mentions for your press release as well. So my favorite paid service for press releases is Prweb. They also have a service called Vocus, which we're going to use today, which is how you input your information once you have an account. But Prweb is the main service. And what they do is they syndicate that press release. They essentially push that press release out to blogs, portals, and other websites. That's the benefit that you get from a service. And of course, a paid service like Prweb does a lot more than the free services do. So you sort of get what you pay for through paid versus free. So successful syndication always starts with good keywords in mind. So we've got to know our keywords. I'm going to assume that you've written a keyword-heavy press release, and I'm going to guide you through now how you do your steps to good syndication. So I have all the links built out here. You can click on the description in the YouTube video below, or you can go to our website, jm-seo.org/36, and that's going to get you to the class materials, the PowerPoints, the links, etc. So for this session, let's just go and look. I'm actually going to take a press release, and I just want to talk about some basic stuff about press releases first. So from our home page, we have one click down to our most recent press release. So let me hit refresher because I just put it up. So I'm going to take from the home page, one click to the press release and a gateway page. And this is explained in the other YouTube video about how to do the press release on your own website. So we're going to assume we have that all ready to go. And I'm going to syndicate this release right here, which is about our upcoming SEO classes for October. And of course, we kick those off with our free top 10 webinar. So first point on a good press release is have that target phrase that you're going after. So I have a target phrase here, small business SEO course. That's where I'm really trying to send that link juice, that linked energy from Google. That's my target phrase. That's going to occur in my press release headline, and in the first paragraph, I want that same phrase to occur. I'm going to use that when I syndicate this press release. So we've written the press release. We put it up on our website. I like to get it first up on my own website so it's ready to go. It's out there. Google's going to index it. I've got that part going. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to log in to Vocus, but let me show you Prweb first. So Prweb is sort of the official persona of the company. This is where the press releases live. This is where they actually show up to Google. You can either sign up one by one. The one you want is this guy right here for $199. This is the one if you want to do it onesie-twosie. Or what I have is an account. Once you have an account, you're going to log in to a service called Vocus, which is sort of the behind-the-scene engine. So this is the Vocus engine. So I'm signed in over here to my Vocus account, and I'm now going to go through the steps of syndicating that press release so that my press release gets pushed out to blogs, portals, news organizations, all that fun stuff. I'll get some human readers, some human editors. I'll get all that. Plus, I'm going to get some Google benefit from my press release. So I'm logged into my account. I'm going to click on New Release. And that's why I like to have the other one open. I'm going to select, this is how you pay for it. I'm going to select that and hit Next. And I just toggle between the two. So I've got the press release on my system. Control-C is Charlie. Go back over here to Vocus. Paste the press release. Now, the press release headline needs to have your target phrase, and they tend to be very formal. They actually have people who read these press releases. A good best practice is just to say announces. Whatever you're doing that's new and exciting, they like that to be phrased in such a way, such and such corporation announces, something like that. So make sure that it's stated in a formal way. So usually your company announces such and such, whatever the news is. Hit OK. This summary down here, I call that the kicker. That's actually called a kicker. I'm old enough, media person. So I'm going to copy my kicker, and I'm going to paste that kicker in over here and hit OK. Pretty straightforward. My body, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to nab my body, which is everything from the city, state, down to the very end of the press release. And again, you can review the sort of how to write a press release from the other YouTube video. So I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to paste that body in here. Now, a couple of things here. The city state, they're pretty lenient on where the city state of the announcement is. So I vary those because we train all over the country. I am a corporate speaker all over the country. This is an online class. It kind of doesn't matter. So I'm just going to put in here, I'll put the largest city that's near us. I'm going to put San Jose, California, because that's kind of where we are, essentially. That's the big city that's near us. So I'll put San Jose, California in here, and you can vary that based on sort of relevancy, loosely defined. Okay, so now I can click over here, and I've got that in there. Now here's the first really important thing. You want to make the link to your phrase. So I always put the link that I'm trying to promote on my website. This is where I'm sending my link to. So I always put that in the HTTP format, about 2.5 paragraphs down from the top of the release. Okay, so now I'm going to go up and I'm going to find the phrase, which is small business SEO course, that I want to sort of send that link energy to, and I'm going to highlight that phrase. I'm going to click Add Link, and I'm going to paste that URL that I'm promoting. Good rule of thumb, 1 URL per press release, 1 keyword phrase per press release. Don't overdo it. 1 is a good rule of thumb. And then I like to put the title in there. That just makes it a little bit cooler. I'm going to put in small business SEO course. It doesn't really matter for SEO purposes. The title is not that important. But I'm going to hit OK. Okay, so now their little magic engine has put some special code in there. That's going to make that an active link when it's on their website and when it's syndicated. So I've got that active link in there. I also like to put after my name web : and the domain, because a lot of the services, they truncate this. This is so that if somebody just reads like the top paragraph, they can find you easily. And sometimes I'll put my telephone number right in that first paragraph, because a lot of the services will only do that first paragraph. The main thing, though, is to create that link to where you're trying to promote. Okay, so you can clean that up a little bit if you want. This is pretty good. There's not a lot of formatting options here, so that's good. I'm going to hit OK. Okay, now at any time, you can go down here and you can click Preview, and you can see what it's going to look like when it's outputted. And you'll see right there, if you look at the bottom of my screen, you can see that's going to be my release. That's going to be promoting this page. That's a clickable link for the humans, and it's where the link juice is going from SEO. What do we know about SEO? Link energy, link juice. That's going to flow to our web page through these links that we're setting up in the press release. So I'm going to close that. Other sort of housekeeping, put your name, your email, your telephone, all that good stuff. Put your Facebook, your Twitter, your Google Plus here. I'm going to click Add an Image. I'm going to select an image, which is our logo here. And I've got that. And then I'm going to select a quotable. So I usually just go down to my second paragraph where I have my quote. I always write a little cheesy quote there in my second paragraph. So I'm just going to Control-C, hit OK. I'm going to click on my quotable and hit that in there. That, again, is not important for SEO purposes, but it makes your press release look cooler. So now I have a good headline with a target keyword phrase, a good kicker that describes what I'm doing. This is going to become the meta description, by the way. I have a clickable link in the first paragraph of the press release, and I'm ready to go. Now at the bottom here, they have a nice way of adding that. So I'm going to actually add the link that I'm promoting. I'm going to go get that real quick. Copy. And I'm going to put that in here. And they'll let you actually verify that you did that correctly. That's going to become an embedded frame in the press release. All right, so now I've got everything set to go with the press release. I've written it. It's keyword heavy. It's all in the right position. I've got the main thing I want, which is that keyword heavy link. I've got my logo. I've got everything done. It's all correctly filled out. I'm going to hit next. Okay, so again, here's where you kind of don't want to freak out. Sometimes it's good just to hit save and exit so it doesn't crash on you. And I can go back to the release once I've saved and exited. It's going to have a little pen there. So I can click on that little pen, and I can go back into my editing. Okay, so now I'm going to edit it. Now here's where you get into some interesting issues doing the software correctly. So the first issue we did is the link target. We've already set that. This is where some other issues. So I'm going to hit up here. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to release this on midnight tomorrow. So I usually do my releases on midnight Pacific time. And I'm going to choose my cities. So I set that city to San Jose. So those are West Coast cities. So I'm going to choose all of my available West Coast cities. So I'm just going to put this in. Let's just do all California. I'll put Los Angeles, San Jose. Up here at the top right, it's telling me how many I have available. And I'm just going to do California cities. I'll do Oakland, and I'll do Santa Cruz. Fine. So now I've used up my cities. Now one of your tricks to press releases, always fill this box out. Be very loose with your cities. So put in cities that have any relevance to your press release. Why? Because the editors at the newspapers, blogs for San Jose, for Long Beach, for San Francisco, they're pulling news that's tagged relevant for that location. So be broad. Let them make the choice that doesn't fit for them. I'm very broad in how I tag a press release. So I use up all of my available cities, and I'm going to vary those. We're an online company, so I vary those with my releases with a very loose feeling of what is relevant. Next, we're going to choose our industry focuses, or foci, as they might say. So I'm going to close out. It inherits the old ones that you did for your last release, so I'm going to get rid of those. I do releases for clients through this account sometimes, so that's where those came from. All right, so I'm going to choose 10. Now, this is a small business SEO training class, so it's pretty broad. So I'm going to click that green arrow, and I'm going to open up 10 of these, and this is very important to a successful SEO press release, is selecting good tags. These are the tags of the release. They're sort of like WordPress tags. So I'm going to click small business, startups, what else sort of makes sense? Corporations, advertising and marketing because it's internet. What else have I got in here? Real estate, because lots of realtors take these classes. That's a good one. I got 5 left. Let's put in maybe management. That's a good one. And then let's go look at some other examples. So it's like a computer. Let's maybe put instruction, because that's one there. You want to be very broad in choosing your releases. Let's go over here and look at media. Let's put in graphic design. We'll put in industrial design. We'll put in blogging and social media. Let's put in public relations. Okay. So we select every single one that we get in this category. The categories are very important. Again, be very broad. Choose broad categories. Whatever you think you have a stretch of your imagination that you can fit into, you want to put those industry focus groups in there. Then down here, your media list, it's optional, but you know, I am the world's cheapest man. So I'm going to choose every possible thing I can get from my Vocus Prweb relationship. So I'm going to choose West because I put it as a West Coast release. And let's put information technology, and let's just be crazy, we'll put it in health and medical. So we're choosing this is a very broad webinar. It really reaches a lot of different industries, so you can make a good argument it fits for everybody. Don't be shy is the point. Choose everything that you get. Final step, very important for SEO, is to customize the URL. Now, what was my target phrase? My target phrase, remember, was small business SEO course. So they let you change that URL. So I'm going to make that URL small business, and you can't put any dashes. They won't let you do that. I'm going to put small business SEO and hit OK. So that's now going to customize the URL so it's got keywords in that URL. Okay, so now what have I done? I've keyed it to go live tomorrow morning at midnight, so midnight release. I've keyed it for West Coast California cities. I've been very liberal with how I tag the release for my keywords. I've put it regional west into industries, and I've optimized the URL. A lot of people forget to do this. This is very important for good SEO. Okay, so at that point, I am very ready. I'm going to hit next. Okay, now it tells me I don't have enough money. I'm going to purchase a release. But before I do that, I'm going to hit preview so you can make sure. I always just sort of triple check it. It's got a good headline. It's got a good date. It's got the first link there. Everything is just wonderful in how it's set up. So it's perfect, wonderful, ready to go. I'm going to hit purchase a release. I usually have some credits that I have depending on how this all sorts out. I'm going to submit coupon, and I'm going to hit purchase release. Wait for that to load. Okay, so now I've purchased the release. It hit upload the release, and this is it sort of thinking, now I have enough money. I'm going to hit send release. So now my release is ready to go. When I hit this OK button, this is like dropping a news release in the mail. It's gone. You can't change it. It's over. It's done. It's going to go to their editors, and they're either going to approve it or reject it. If they approve it, it's really gone. If they reject it, you might change it. But at this point, you should be 110% positive that you are ready to go with this press release. So I'm going to hit OK. So now it's been sent up to their editors, and they pretty much work 24/7. I'll get an email in an hour that'll say that release has been approved. Okay, so now let's say we've got the press release up. This is where I'm a little bit like Martha Stewart with the turkey. The turkey's in the oven. I'm going to pull it out of the oven. I'm going to show you some of the syndication. So let me show you a press release that we ran in July about a video that I did on how to get your business listed on Google Plus Local, the new name for Google Places. So press release is all set up. It's promoting a video that I've got through our YouTube channel, but the link goes here. So what I want to show you is the syndication. So let's go back to our dashboard, and let's find this press release. It was, let's check it out here. It was July 9th. So let me go in here and find one that's down in July 9th. Where's our July 9th here? Bear with me. July 9th. This one right here. Okay, so that was put in the system on July 6th. So I'm going to click on that press release in the Vocus/Prweb software. Here's what they do really cool. Click on Online Pickup. They build this for you. You can click View Pickup on Google. All they're really doing is taking the headline and putting quotes around it, and you can see about 8,000 pickups of this press release. That's one of the reasons why a press release does well in terms of SEO impact. It gets lots of pickups. Now, a lot of those are kind of not that great, but maybe 10% are really good. So that means maybe 830 are really good, maybe 83 are fantastic. Okay, so that's the first thing. The other thing they do that's very useful is they'll show you places that literally just ran your press release right from the get-go. Now, you can do your research here. Some of these are follow links. Some of them are no follow links. It's going to vary. I want to show you, go back over here to our instructor links here. Got a little bit lost here. So I'll show you that some of the pickups are often good follow links. So here is a release that we did in August, still sort of promoting the same idea. It was done in August. It was a little bit farther back in time. And notice our link to SEO course down here. Now, let's be good SEO people. Right-click, View Page Source, and I'm just going to quickly find my domain. And for those people who've taken the class, you'll know that what this is a nice, juicy, regular link around a keyword. So one of the SEO values of a service like Prweb is they replicate your release across a lot of websites, and that creates Google-friendly links that link back to your website for your target keywords. Now, why do we care about that? Go to Google, type in SEO course, which is what that's targeting, and you'll see page 1, position 1 for that search term. One of the reasons is a lot of press release activity around that phrase. So that's why this is so valuable from an SEO perspective, is you're creating inbound links. It's a link building, buzz generating, good for humans, good for editors, good for Google. Wonderful way to promote your business on Google and through press releases. Final thing to do, let's go into Google Analytics. And again, in the class on analytics, we teach this in a lot more detail, but I'm going to sign in quickly to my analytics account. Don't freak out. I have a lot of analytics accounts because I do a lot of things for different people. So I'm just logged into analytics, and I just want to quickly show you, this is inbound traffic. I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to select referral traffic and hit apply. So this is the last 30 days of traffic, and I want to show you, you can go over to traffic sources, referrals, and voila, you can see in the last 30 days, 405 visits from Prweb. Now that's from different press releases, but the point is that's inbound traffic. This is also traffic being generated through Prweb. So it's a very cost-effective traffic generator as well as link building system. So it's just fantastic for promoting your company. All right, so let's wrap up here with what we've learned about using Prweb/Vocus as a system for generating buzz, news, inbound links, wonderful content. So the first thing we have to know are SEO target keywords. The second thing that we have to do is we've got to write and upload that SEO-friendly press release with the techniques I teach in the class. Make sure you've got a good headline. That becomes the title tag. Make sure you have a good meta description. That's the kicker in the press release. And make sure you have a target keyword that you're going to link from the press release to your website. That's where most people make a mistake. They don't put that target keyword in there. So general rule of thumb, one phrase per press release and one URL. So one phrase, SEO course, that's going to one target URL on our website. So one-to-one relationship there. You're going to choose all of your appropriate cities. Don't be shy. Choose every appropriate city when you tag the press release. And you're going to choose all your appropriate tags, your categories, business, small business, whatever your categories, you're going to choose all those categories. And then finally, you're going to measure your online pickup through Vocus/Prweb. And then in Google Analytics, you can also see your online pickup and how you did. So that is, in a nutshell, how to syndicate a press release on Prweb. I really recommend it. I have my peeps over there at Prweb. If you're interested, give me an email, give me a shout. I can kind of hook you up with the right peeps. That's slang for people who can help you out. I'm very eager to help people with whatever they're doing in terms of either free or paid press releases. The links are available on our website, jm-seo.org/36, or click on the link in the YouTube description below, and that will get you to press release stuff. So thank you so much for watching. Don't hesitate with questions. I'm a huge advocate of using press releases for SEO, so I relish the opportunity to make some contacts with you guys. Thanks so much.